Okay, so the idea is basically we have this air duster that is a regular one. It's already used, so it's basically empty inside. So you can see that I already did the hole for the bulb, but yeah, I will show you a little bit more in detail what I did. Good, so let me take this out. So yes, before I disassemble that one, so I bought two of these. So as I mentioned, this is the bulb, okay, and you can see that at the bottom it has this shape like a T. So what I did is if this is a container, I first did a circular hole and then something like that. That's what I meant with Saturn on the side. So yeah, for the hole I didn't need that much power, so I was using this IKEA drill and power tool with yeah, this bit to make the hole, and then basically with a file, well, actually a set of files. This is probably a hobby set of files. I was able to do the extensions on the hole on the top and at the bottom, as you see here. Okay, so you could see this like that. So that allowed me to actually put this inside with some force, and of course then I had to make sure that, you know, it didn't fall inside, and then take one of these and while it was inside, put this all the way down, and then with a screwdriver and some pressure put this inside. So if you look at this now, you can see that inside there is the rubber O-ring that is inside, together with the T. So what is inside of the container already is basically this, okay, and then this is what we stays outside, and we use the rest of the elements that are basically these to set it in place. Okay, the problem I had is that because I did these extensions for the hole in order to be able to introduce this, there were some leaks, and that meant that basically the air was leaking, and it didn't keep the pressure. So you could feel it, you get the pressure, you use it, but then in 2 seconds it's basically gone because the pressure is not kept inside. So what I thought is that I could try to seal the container with this epoxy to try to make it more or less to reduce the leaks and actually remove the leaks, hopefully. Okay, so that's what we are going to do now. So I'm going to use this for the epoxy, and yeah, this for applying. It's going to be kind of tricky because I have to apply the epoxy here, and yeah, let's see how we manage to get a good bond. Okay, so let's put first The resin, I'm not an expert on epoxy, but I think you don't have to be to prepare this. And probably it's a bit hot as well in here. So it's basically a 50-50 mix that you have to make of the resin and the hardener. And okay, so you can see how this is basically stuck in here. And yeah, I'm going to apply the epoxy resin here and then tighten everything before the resin is too hard. Okay, so let's go with this side, let's go with the other side. Oops. On the other side. Just turn it around. Okay, so now we have to try to not make a mess and tighten this up slightly. Let's try to do a little bit more. Sorry if I'm went out of focus. I think this should be good enough. You can see that apparently all the parts are covered. Okay, so this looks quite okay to me. So the only recommendation that I would give you, actually it's not okay, but yeah, I think this is already hardened, is when applying the epoxy resin, to use gloves. If you have latex gloves, that should be enough. Otherwise, any other type of gloves. Because I got some epoxy on my hands. Luckily, you can clean it with a solution of baking soda and salt with water. That helps removing the resin from your hands when, well, it's not hardened yet. But yeah, better to avoid that. So use gloves when manipulating the epoxy. So this hole here, I think it's better that we apply some more, probably because of the gravity. Okay, So this looks now somehow okay. Let's see. I will wait to tighten it until the epoxy is hardened, so that should take according to the instructions around 8 hours. So that's what we are going to wait before tightening. Okay, very good. Okay, so it's been more than 8 hours already, and as you can see, we have good bonding here. So let's try if this works. For that I will use my pan. Have this rechargeable pump. So basically I'm able to pump air inside any device, like my bicycle and so on. So let's see. Okay, let's start with 2.5. This is a bit warm, but still okay. So let me just change hands. Okay, you can see it's not that much that it's inside. Let's yeah, I think 3.5 bar. So I cannot hear any leak as before. But as you can see, there is not much. Let's try with 4 now. So it's less than 5 seconds of air, but still. So one way to use it is so as you can see, I can have this continuous, let's say, let's call it operation mode, where basically the pump is working continuously, and then I can use the air duster at impulse. So yeah, doesn't look that bad. Good. As you can see, no leaks. It's keeping the 4-bar pressure that I loaded it with. It's a bit warm. This one is not. So I would say it's a total success.